And welcome, this is ballerscuba with Let's Play Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. This narrowly won the vote on Patreon. The part 0 is already up on there, and we are ready to head in to Baldur's Gate. This is a game that I never got to play. I'm going into this blind. I am hoping for the best. I am excited. I hear this is really good. We're going to start with a single-player campaign. I am told that the tutorial is indeed interesting, so we are going to start there. So let's head in. We need to create a character. I'm going to do this to some extent on screen, and then I'll do a good chunk of it off screen. So let's start with gender. We are going to be male. This is going off of the suggestions of M.M. Lindgren. We're pretty much doing exactly what he had suggested. Males of the realm can excel in whatever profession they choose, whether wizardry, thievery, or the arts of war. In terms of appearance, I do have a custom portrait that I imported in. Found this one online. I don't know, it was the closest thing that looked like me, to be honest with you, so I'm gonna go with that. I know I don't look that handsome, but it was the closest thing that I could find, so we're gonna stick with this portrait. In terms of race, we're gonna be a half-elf. Half-elves are a mix of human and elven blood. They are handsome folk with good features from each of their parent races. A half-elf has the curiosity, inventiveness, and ambition of their human ancestors, and the refined senses, love of nature, and artistic tastes of their elven ancestors. Half-elves have the following traits. They have 30% resistance against charm and sleep magics, they have infravision, and they have plus 10% to pickpockets and plus 5% to hide in shadows. We're going to be a half-elf. I'm actually told this is the worst race in Baldur's Gate, but it does allow me to multi-class, which is probably the main reason why we're going for it. So let's head in with a half-elf. The class is going to be a multi-classing class. We're going to be a fighter mage. This character can use the abilities of a fighter and a mage, though they cannot cast spells while wearing armor. They may specialize in, but not master, any weapon they can use. Gnomes can choose this multi-class, but become fighter illusionists by default. Gnomes are the only race that can combine a specialist mage class in a multi-class. So we're just going to be a standard mage because we're not a gnome. But fighter mage it is. In terms of alignment, we are going to be true neutral. True neutral characters believe in the ultimate balance of forces, so they refuse to see actions as either good or evil. Since the majority of people in the world make judgments, true neutral characters are extremely rare. True neutrals do their best to avoid siding with the forces of either good or evil, law or chaos. It is their duty to see that all of these forces remain in balanced contention. True neutral characters sometimes find themselves forced into rather peculiar alliances. To a great extent, they are compelled to side with the underdog in any given situation, sometimes even changing sides as the previous loser becomes the winner. A true neutral druid might join the local barony to put down a tribe of evil gnolls, only to drop out or switch sides when the gnolls were brought to the brink of destruction. He would seek to prevent either side from becoming too powerful. Clearly, there are very few true neutral characters in the world. I'll try my best, but we're gonna go with true neutral here. Abilities. This is where I cut. So essentially the idea here is to get a roll over 90. I played around with this a little bit before. I've actually played around with this a lot. I want to get a thing over 90. You notice that I move my mouse away. That's to prevent me from screwing this up. So I'm going to aim for over 90. We'll see how long it takes. Last time I was here for about a half hour trying to get this done. Hopefully it does not happen like that this time. I'm going to go ahead and store an 87. That might be the best that I get. But I'll be back when I get over 90 and have distributed things around properly. There is a 90. I am going to stick with just flat 90. I'm not going to, well, you could store it, right? And then re-roll, try to get something higher. But really 90 is going to be good enough for me. I'm not anticipating having too difficult of a time, so go ahead and recall that 90, thank you. So we're going to distribute points as necessary. I'm gonna have to take points away from charisma. That's probably gonna be my weakest thing. I will have to make up for it in handsomeness. Charisma measures a character's persuasiveness, personal magnetism, and ability to lead. This ability is important to the druid, bard, and paladin. We're going to put that down to 8, which is not very good. Not very good at all. Wisdom is going to go down as well. That's going to be down to 10. Wisdom measures a character's enlightenment, judgment, and common sense. It is the prime requisite of priests. With intelligence, I'm going to increase that to 18. Intelligence measures a character's memory, reasoning, and learning ability. It is the prime requisite of the mage, which I am kind of a mage, so that is kind of important. Note, a character with an intelligence score of 8 or less is illiterate and cannot use scrolls or most wands regardless of his class. But because I do need 9 to be a mage, that's not going to be a problem for me. You can see the minimum there is 9. Constitution, I want to put up to 18 as well. Constitution measures a character's fitness, health, and physical resistance to hardship, injury, and disease. This ability is important to the ranger. So basically, I'm maxing out intelligence, constitution, and no surprises, dexterity and strength. Dexterity measures a character's hand-eye coordination, agility, reflexes, and balance is the prime requisite of the thief. And then we have strength. We're going to max that out as well. 1804. Yeah, that's not random. Strength measures a character's muscle, endurance, and stamina is the prime requisite of fighters, which once again I am. So we're going to stick with this. 18, 18, 18, 18, 10, 8. So we'll work with that. In terms of skills, we are going to put 2 points into flails. The flail and Morningstar are blunt weapons used to knock your enemies senseless. They are difficult to use, but with skill and practice, these weapons are very useful. The character can use the weapon with no penalties if I put 1 slot into it, but I put 2 slots into it. We're also going to put 2 points into 2 weapon style, so I'm going to dual wield flails. That's the way that this character is going to go. This fighting style allows the character to use 2 melee weapons at the same time with fewer penalties. Character wielding 2 weapons without a slot in this fighting style would incur a -4 penalty to attack rolls with the main weapon and a -8 penalty with the offhand weapon. But that's gone, because I'm good. Maybe. In terms of mage book, so I can kind of choose like a mage spell here. But yeah, I'm not going over everything here, right? I've kind of been skipping that to this point. So we're going to take off the points that they give me, and I'm going to put a point into sleep. This is going to be kind of my main one here. It has a range of 60 feet. I can use it. It lasts 5 rounds for every level that I have. It only takes 1 casting time, which is nice. It has a 30-foot radius, and it doesn't sound like it has a saving throw. When a wizard casts a sleep spell, he causes a comatose slumber to come upon 1 or more enemies, other than undead and certain other creatures, specifically excluded from the spell's effect. All creatures to be affected by the sleep spell must be within a 30-foot radius. Creatures in the area of effect must make a saving throw versus death with a -3 penalty or fall asleep. So it's not like they die, they'll just fall asleep. But it's still a saving throw against death, which is weird to me. Monsters with 5 hit dice or more are unaffected. Attacks against sleeping opponents never miss. Basically, this line here, monsters with 5 hit dice or more are unaffected, means that I can't use it against bosses. That's my general takeaway from that. And then when they're asleep, I will never miss, which is probably nice since I'm going to be dual wielding. I've looked over the other things that I have here. I already have infravision, right? The recipient gains the ability to see with infravision just as an elf or dwarf would. The effect lasts for the duration of the spell or until dispelled. Based on what I understand, it's not going to come up too often, but it is there. Honestly, I feel like I have to use it, so we're going to go with Magic Missile. It's the range is as far as I can see. It's instant. it has a cast spell of 1. It can only hit 1 enemy, but that's alright with me. Use of the magic missile spell, one of the most popular first level spells, creates up to 5 missiles of magical energy that dart forth from the wizard's fingertips and unerringly strike their target, which must be a creature of some sort. So it has to be a creature. Can't use it against like enemies like that are human, but I don't know, I feel like I still want to use Magic Missile. I won't use it too often, I don't think, but I feel like it's so iconic that I have to use it at least once. Each missile inflicts 1d4 plus 1 points of damage, which is not that much damage. For every 2 extra levels of experience, the wizard gains an additional missile. He has 2 at 3rd level, 3 at 5th, 4 at 7th, up to a total of 5 at 9th level. So basically I do 2 to 5 damage with each missile. I start with 1. So I'm doing 2 to 5 damage with Magic Missile, up to, 10 to 25 damage at level 9. It doesn't sound like that much damage to me, but damn it, it's Magic Missile. I want to use it. Let's head in with these 2. All right, so which one do I want to memorize? You may memorize 1 spell from the above list. It doesn't really tell you. But basically, I want to use Sleep more often. So I want to have that memorized so I can just kind of use it. That makes sense to me. In terms of appearance, I mean, that's pretty good. Let's go with kind of a dark brown hair. Skin color seems to be all right with me. Clothing, though. Let's kind of go over in, like, this area. Like the brown and orange. Yeah, that works pretty nicely for me. And then we can put more brown and orange kind of trim on it. Yeah, that looks all right to me. Let's head in. I've already gone over this before. We're going to go with male Ernest because it sounds the closest to my voice of any of them, which is probably not a good sign.
Your life ends here.
Yeah, it's probably the closest of all of them, so. What's the default voice?
Onward!
Yeah, we'll go with Ernest.
Your life ends here.
That's closer. All right, and then the name is Saladus. So we are going to be Saladus, the half-elf. Let's head in. We're not going to create a party. Hopefully this lasts between, like, after the tutorial because I kind of spent a lot of time working on this. Let's head in and hope for the best. So difficulty, we're going to do it on normal. I don't really know what I'm getting into, but enemies we're going to deal 25% less damage and do not use their most powerful spells and items. Party members cannot permanently die, hit point rolls are maximized, and spells can be copied into spellbooks without failure. I am not well versed in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, so this seems like the best path for me. It was debating between normal and core rules, to be honest with you, but enemies dealing full damage, they have stronger things. It just seems like normal is the way for me to go. So let's venture forth into Baldur's Gate.
Greetings to you.
Oh, thank you, Belt. Greetings to you and welcome to Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. I understand that you are eager to get started. Many of your profession would not be comfortable cooped up in a castle such as this. But before you leave, it is my duty to make sure you're prepared for what awaits you in the world of Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition uses 2nd edition AD&D rules. This might seem overwhelming at first, but I will familiarize you with the basic rules and interface of the game. Yeah, it's a lot of information up front, but I've been trying to get into Dungeons and Dragons, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to kind of apply what I've learned and learn even more. We'll begin with the pause feature. Pause the game at any time with the spacebar by left-clicking on the clock on the lower left of the screen. Unpausing occurs the same way. Pausing is most useful during combat, where it gives you the time to carefully orchestrate your party's next attack, while paused issue your commands. When you unpause, the characters will carry out the orders you have given. If you do not use the spacebar, you may find the game very difficult to play. So I'm going to be hitting the spacebar a lot. Why don't you experiment with pausing right now by using the spacebar and giving your character some movement commands? When you finish, left-clicked on me to resume our conversation. So pause, click,
all right.
and he's going to head out. There you go. Pause, move, unpause. There we go. And we're done here.
My next topic is on how to differentiate enemies from people you want to talk to. Enemies have red circles. People you want to talk to have blue circles.
Fair enough. Nice of you to actually talk now. Oh, he's done. Certain options settings can remove these circles during unpaused gameplay so that the presence does not distract from the mood of the game. I'm fine with that. I think we're all familiar with circles underneath people at this point. The circles are always present when the game is paused, however. Interactions with NPCs default to talk for neutral targets and attack for hostile ones. Talk to neutral characters identified by blue circles by left-clicking on them. To attack hostile NPCs, simply left-click on them. If you want to attack a neutral NPC, select a weapon icon from the bottom of your screen and left-click on the target. I'm not seeing a weapon here. Let's test this out now. Left-click on my servant and you'll start a conversation. Servant Jospiel, come here at once. Oh, there they are. All right, we'll talk to him. This is Jospiel.
Hey there. Wasn't that easy? What I'm going to do now is turn hostile.
My circle will turn red, and then you can left-click on me to attack. All right, then. Let's go. Hit me if you can. Hit him. Yeah,
Well done. That was a good hit. Belt will talk with you now.
All right, he's barely injured, and he is done. That ends the dialogue. And
I now want to talk to you about the inventory page.
That's probably important, too. You can look at your inventory page by right-clicking on your character portrait or pressing the backpack icon on the left of the screen. Backpack? Which one's the backpack? Oh, there's the backpack. I didn't notice it because I focused on the sword instead. But that's my inventory screen. All right, good to know. Take a quick look at your inventory page. To get out of your inventory page, simply press the Return to Game button at the top left of your screen. All right, inventory. As you can see, I have 100 gold and nothing else. So that's great. I have dexterity -4 already? What? All right, whatever. We're moving on. All right, talk to you some more.
Equip items by placing them in the appropriate slots around your character on the inventory page.
Yeah, that I got. I guess I understand the basics of most of this, but then again, this was, I believe, 1997, so they did need to teach this to quite a few people. This was a new type of game for a large audience here. Once equipped, select the weapon by left-clicking on the quick weapon slot at the bottom of the main gameplay screen. A green box will appear around the weapon that is in your character's hands. An orange box indicates combat mode. I'm going to give you a weapon now, and I want you to try to equip it. All right, did he give it to me, like, in here? He did! I have a Morning Star. That's actually pretty damn nice. All right, we'll put that on my quick weapon, or we can put it there. Quick weapon. Oh, that's where my shield goes. All right. You also have a weapon there. But then again, I can dual wield, so that works out well.
Good job. It's time for us to go upstairs now. If you move your cursor over to the stairs, you'll notice that your cursor becomes a stair cursor.
All right, let's see that in action. When your cursor changes, it means you're about to perform an action other than moving. If you left-click on the stairs, your character will walk over to the stairs and move up to the next level. I have to say, for 1997, that is insane that they were able to do that. But then again, a couple other games were able to do that as well. Just anywhere on the stairs. It's still pretty specific. You have to be pretty close on the stairs there.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
I don't even have a party. Are you getting on my case already about that?
Now to the next part of your lesson, the journal. I want you to check your journal.
Okay. To assist in recording important information, many details will automatically be entered into your journal. To access the journal, left-click the quill icon on the left side of the screen. Entries are cataloged according to the story chapter in which you encountered them. They are also divided up into quests and main story entries. Main story entries will remain in your journal forever, and they are a reminder of all the major events in your character's life so far. Quest entries are entered into your journal when a quest begins and removed when the quest ends. The entry then appears in the Done Quests section. If you check your journal right now, you'll notice that an entry has been placed to remind you to finish combat training. When your training is done, the entry will disappear. All right, so journal here, a reminder from Belt. This is a reminder from Belt to finish your combat training. And then I have a journal here that I could search through. Oh, so nice to do that. Let's go ahead and talk to him.
All right then. Now your first combat lesson. My combat teacher, Brevin, is going to be coming right up the stairs. I want you to hit him and then check your journal.
Hit him and then start reading in front of him. Surely this will not piss him off. All right, here he is. Oh, he's going for me. Should check my journal. Okay.
Good job. I want you to check your journal and see how it has been updated.
Check both the quest and journal buttons as they will contain different kinds of information. Like, all right, and he's just wandering off. Tutorial. Oh, we finished that. Finished it at hour 7. Apparently I've been training for 7 hours. And then there's
Now I want you
nothing
to
here.
check your map screen.
To access it, left-click the map icon, second from the top on the left side of your screen. This will show a view of the area you are currently in.